morning. And those of you that are joining us, I'm glad for your self care first thing in the morning. This will benefit you for the rest of the day. We are going to have a yin class. There's always one yang pose on affirmation. And I chose affirmation because the way the world is beating us up, we need to constantly remind ourselves that we have all that we need, that we are good enough. I learned something very interesting yesterday that those of you that love yin need to focus on. We're going to start class with a deep breath to cleanse our diaphragm all the way down to our Buddha belly. And you're going to connect with your breath, whether it's 2 in, 3 out, 3 in, 4 out for a few moments to settle into our mat. And then we usually do a yin pose or yoga pose, and we think about breath, and subconsciously our brain is chit-chattering on every other subject except for where we should be, because that's the way the brain works. So we've heard yoga talk about symbiotic fluid, which is fluid around our joints. But as we know, in yin, we don't concentrate on our joints, we concentrate on our connective tissues. The connective tissues receive their energy through breath, each breath, and it's the fluid, such as blood, that circulates to those areas of muscle, tendons, and fascia. I think that we'll get a more stretch and more healing if we take our breath, our pose, and our mind onto the word fluid. So let's start sitting in a comfortable position. Put your hands on your knees. Close down your eyes. Bring your hands to prayer. We'll take in a couple deep breaths. Breathe out. Breathe up. Breathe down. Cleanse. Breathe out. Breathe up. Cleanse. Slow. All your poses should be slow so you can feel each movement. So now we're going to take our first set and just sit for 2 minutes comfortably, connecting with just the breath and trying to take the brain and not empty it, but put it onto fluid, the word fluid, and or the word affirmation. The next affirmation is I can accept to love myself. Silence is golden. Okay, so as we know, yin is not a flow class. It's setting up your poses very carefully with a lot of intention for them to be able to move from an original edge to a deeper edge to a deeper edge. Those of us that have to work towards these edges are technically in a better spot than those that are so flexible that they can go right into the pose because they're really not getting any benefit to their fascia or their connective tissues because they've stretched as far as they're going to go. So the first thing we're going to do is bring your right leg back and your left leg out. Now your left leg may not lay flat this morning, so you may want to put a little prop under the knee. Now when your right leg is back, the diante end in the bottom of the foot, you take your fist and push into that. It's a major, major meridian point that will activate the meridians to move. So your affirmation is going to be, I am going to surrender myself to love, connect with your breath, and think of the word fluid. So that's 3 things should keep your mind busy enough. And we'll begin. Sit tall. There's no rule to where this hand could be. You can have it in the back if you feel as though your back needs more support, or you can have it on your leg. You can put it in front. The idea in a moment is to remove the block or any prop and see if you can have your leg lay flatter on the floor. You're not using muscle, so it doesn't matter if your foot is flexed or pointed. You can just be relaxed, quiet. Okay, that was a 3-minute hold. Before we come out of this position and go to the yang on the other side, I wonder if any of you experienced the bottom of your junk drawer or through the top of your inner thighs and your hips open up just a little bit. That was an experience that I got during this class as I felt them relax and I felt them open up. So that is a benefit from Debbie's class yesterday in cleaning out our junk drawer our junk drawer could relax a little bit today and open up quicker. So now let's switch to the other side. Take your legs out. Feel free to just rub them a little bit. Remember, we're getting the fluid. Get your fluid moving. You're going to take your left leg and bring it back. Again, you may find that your right leg can lay flat on the floor. If not, start out with the prop to support it. Again, the well within the foot is important for your meridians to stay unclogged. We will begin. Take your affirmation for this is that I am whole. I am whole. Remember to breathe. Remember to think about fluid and sending energy and fluid to my legs, hip, my spine, if you're at your full edge. Now try to just relax there. Be grateful to your body that it's cooperating with what you want it to do. And that's a 3-minute hold. As Westerners, we should take pride in the fact that we sat still for 3 minutes. So now our next pose is separate your legs. It's time to grab your bolsters, however many you need, or however many blocks you need. The thing that's fun about this pose is that this is a chance for you to really examine your edge, because we even when we stand up, most of us get up off of the chair by using our back, which is weakening our knees. And we're constantly having to think about hinging from the hips. So you may want your block, you may want your bolster this way, you may want this one this way. Find what works for you and get your prop into a forward fold. bending from the hips. If in the beginning you need to rest your chin into your hands, that's fine. And this is a pose then that you're going to test the edge as we go through our 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes of hold. Deep breath in. Relax forward. Bend from the hips. We're going to use the affirmation, I can conquer anything, because there's an awful lot going on in this pose. You're using your legs, your hip, you're letting your pelvic floor drop to gravity. Have your spine somewhat at rest. It's a chance for you to examine an edge by either removing blocks or folding bolsters or folding deeper and flatter. Remember breathing. Remember the mind, not on what I have to do after class, what I didn't get done yesterday, how is the world calling me, all those little demons we will fight for life, and concentrate on fluid, sending fluid to the areas of relaxation. I'm going to test my edge now and see if I can go deeper into the fold. Your mind may wander, but you've been taught this morning what to bring it back to, so do that. And our 3-minute pose is up. I really like our next yin pose a lot. The setup is going to be where you'll lay on your back. You'll put your feet on a block into cobbler, and you'll put your hips sitting up on either a block or a bolster. This pose takes a minute to set up. My body doesn't move as quick as it used to in the morning. My cobbler is quite far away because I need it there. My edge on this will be to bring my cobbler closer and closer to my pelvic floor and allow my hips to open. Laying back may be a challenge for some of you, so feel free to put your head on a block or a bolster or a blanket, and that too will be another edge within this pose that you can examine and push and explore and come deep. Oh, yes. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I already can feel that I can bring my block closer and let my cobbler pose open deeper. Hands can rest on your belly. They can rest on your heart. They can rest on the floor. If your legs are shaking a little bit at this point, that's fine. It doesn't mean you should change anything. It just means that your tendons and muscles, connective tissues, are reacting to this pose, saying, okay, this doesn't hurt. Okay, this feels good. Okay, let's relax. Let's take in the blood flow. Let's take in the energy from each breath. Do you feel your shoulders falling flatter to the floor in relaxation? Knees falling flatter to the floor, even though you have your pelvic supported. Is it laying flat and relaxed? Breathe in. And believe it or not, that was 3.5 minutes. Bring your knees together. Kick the block out. Stretch your legs. Use a little bit of muscle into a morning stretch. Roll in carefully. Any supports that you had anywhere under your head, under your back, under your legs. Just give yourself a little bit of a stretch. Hands overhead. Hands to the sky. Yang. Point the toes. Hands to the heart. And sit up. Our next yin pose is also a laying down pose. Rest your head on a block and or bolster. Take your second block and put it in that area that we do for bridge. And you're going to bring your knees into your chest. You're going to hold your knees. Adjust your block on your back. And just hold your knees. Let your feet relax. This is bringing your pelvic and your organs back in to their home. with no stretch so that they may relax and take in the breath and the energy that you've worked so far with this class, and say to yourself, I am feeling better. My affirmation is, I am feeling better. Hold your knees, hold your thighs, hold your calves. Just hang out in the air, in the vapor of the air that we can't see, but we can feel. Affirmation, I feel better. It's hard not to want to activate your feet. Old habits die hard. Just let them relax. You may want to drop your feet to the floor, staying in that supported bridge for the rest of this 3 minutes. Just allowing yourself to relax a little more. And that was quick. Carefully bring your hips up. And you've been holding them there for 3 minutes, so don't be afraid that they might just be a little bit ouch, 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 ouch as they come to the floor. So when they come to the floor and you've got your flat spine, just bring your knees in, give yourself a little hug, reach your chin into a ball, activate your spine a little bit, and bring yourself up into a seated position. Okay. Lay flat on the back. You're going to bring this leg, oops, hold on. I don't have this right. Yes. This leg is over and the under leg is bent. You want your foot flat on the floor. If it doesn't go there, put it on a block. You may want to be able to grab your ankle on this one or your foot, which will help you to relax that part of the body. You may also need to put a block under the bent knee if it doesn't want to lay comfortably on the floor. This is for the side of your body, the right side of your body, the right side of your hip. I think it's a laying down shoelace pose. May your affirmation be, I am more with my thoughts today. I am more with my thoughts. Hope you can see all of me. I've been shifting around. I really like holding my foot. Be good to our feet. They hold our whole body up. We have a lot of work every day to do. I hope you don't find your knee collapsing in. Hope it's comfortable pointing at the ceiling without a lot of energy. Where you want to send your breath is to the right side of your body, your right hip, your right rib cage, your right collarbone, and breathe. A little test of time. This is a 3-minute pose. For me, it feels long. The other poses seem to go quicker. So maybe had to work harder with this one. And there's the 3 minutes. Unwrap the pretzel. Staying flat on your back. Stretching your legs out for 1 moment. And then coming to the other side. Left leg is over. Right leg is back. Right leg should be laying on the floor. If it's not, you may need a prop under your knee. Your left leg should be laying, foot should be laying flat on the floor. And again, you may need a prop under that foot. And if you need props, that's the beginning of an edge. As we go through this pose, you can test that edge by removing blocks. I'm fortunate enough, I don't have to start this class, this pose with any kind of supports. My body's doing what I asked it to do. You're going to be sending your breath, your energy, the blood work into the left hip, the left rib cage, the left shoulder, I'm enjoying holding my foot, acknowledging all the work that it does. Keep your feet healthy, people. Please keep your feet healthy. The Buddha says we die through our feet. If we don't take care of our feet, we end up with all kinds of assistance to be able to move our bodies from one place to another. Example, a walker. But this is not a place for negative feelings. So think again. Your affirmation, a fluid that's moving with energy to your hip, your ribs, come out of the pose slowly. Unwrap your pretzel. Swing your knees side to side a little bit, balancing out your hips. As you work one and then the other, and now it's time to bring them back into harmony with one another. We'll roll over onto all fours and do a couple cat-cows. It's be good to our spine. Take them at your leisure. Looking at your hands, being sure that they're flat. All the knuckles are flat on the floor. Your elbows are over your shoulders. Nice straight line. Legs are about hip width apart. Toes are either bent or they're on the flat on the floor. Put a lot of exertion into this, a lot of effort. Really raise your back up. Bringing your head in. Looking down between your knees. Rolling your way forward. Looking up to the ceiling. And take 3 more of those, all on your own, at your own pace. Put your tabletop flat. Turn your hands around a moment. They do as much work as your feet, and they also need to be stretched a little. We're not going to hold them there because for most of us there's some, I don't want to use the word pain, but some uncomfortable feeling. This is a pose you have to work at for the body to accept that it doesn't hurt. Come back, sit on your feet. So our last pose of the day, morning, will be Sphinx. Now, there's 3 different alternatives with this, so you'll have to kind of find the one that your body's happy with. But I want the affirmation with this to be, I am grateful and I am proud of myself. So your Sphinx is where you lay flat on the floor on your bellies. Now, you can either have your hands hip width apart and you're on your elbows. If you're strong, you can push yourself up. You may need some padding under your pelvic, but this is quite a strong pose, unless you lay your chest on a bolster. This allows the inner part of the spine to be comfortable and to relax. It's a nice pose to hold your chin. It's a nice pose to hold your Sphinx. Close down the eyes. I am enough. I am proud of myself. I am grateful. I myself am truly blessed to have found this community of yogis, this community of peace, this community of well-being. May all the communities around the world come together knowing their energy and bring peace. Breathe. I hope each of you enjoyed the challenge of putting the chattery mind onto the word fluid, onto the word blood, onto the word energy. Each breath in is new. Each breath out has died. Flip your way up into a nice seated position. It is a lot of work. It really is. And you may feel tired. And you go, how could I be tired? I'm just relaxing. Well, it's more than just relaxation. I give credit where credit's due. It's always been a part of my self. Men use their right hand, women use their left hand. Yin came from Qigong. So the Qigong closing is the left fist is closed, the right hand comes over. Bring it to your heart. Breathe. Take it to your third eye. And bend in closing out the energy. Keeping the energy within